right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is a visual novel called A Summer with the Shiba Inu. Right, so the Shiba Inu is a breed of dog that is native to Japan.
It's Doge. Doge is a Shiba Inu.
Yeah. Bit odd here because everything that I've seen in the game indicates that this might have originated from Taiwan. Because, well, the place that it takes place is Taipa. Like, yeah, there's a lot of dog puns in this. Like, and there's a lot of Chinese names going on here. I suppose it doesn't matter all that much. Okay, this was a weird one, and not just for the obvious reasons. If you're seeing the gameplay footage, you can see that this isn't a world where you're playing as anthropomorphized dogs of any distinction. You're playing as like actual dogs who think they're people,
who still manage to do the everyday life activities of humans somehow, in spite of the lack of opposable thumbs.
Yeah, that actually comes up in the game. Like, they mentioned doorknobs.
They were texting at one point.
Yeah. Like, sometimes there's technology there that actually explains, like, how phones work. They're wrist phones. Like the dogs have presumably adorable little wrist phones on their paws.
Like to explain where they keep them since they don't have pants to have pockets in.
Yeah, although it looks like regular smartphones exist here, and it's also like they've got shit like skyscrapers, and everything looks human-sized. It's like,
Shibas are not particularly large dogs either. Like, they're not Chihuahuas, but they're like smaller than a lab, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Labradors do show up here. Like, Labradors are apparently the dominant species of Canada, or Caninida. Yeah.
Still hurt you every time?
Yes, it does. It's not even funny. It's honestly really forced, even for a pun.
Well, I mean, I guess they do have the providence of Newfoundland and Labrador, which is... Those are both dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Just, they are.
And, it mentions that, Labradors are much bigger. Like, an elevator that holds one Labrador can hold two Shiba Inus.
Right.
That's an actual comparison made in the game. It's just, once again, everything here looks like it's still human-sized. But, like, I'm going, okay, how did dogs build buildings this big? Why did they need to build them this big?
Magic?
Maybe all of the humans died, and then dogs just took over the world.
Maybe,
I can believe that.
Maybe, but there's no actual indication. Maybe that's a revelation.
Doesn't explain how they developed dog-use smartphones.
Yeah, believe me, there's a lot of questions about this world that will never be answered because, it doesn't actually make sense. But that's not the actual point here. Like, and as far as the verisimilitude, yeah, it's a bit iffy. But ultimately, it's not that much of an issue. But anyway, so the other thing that really struck me was how dark and serious this game was and is. Like, I'll be honest, I was expecting slice of life, light, happy puppy time. Now, what I got was...
including Shiba Inus in a thing, it's because they're really cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also it was kind of hard to take seriously when you have, your main character's named Sid, like, Sid showcasing what a good girl she is, even though, like, apparently, like, at one point she might be ripping out a throat.
Oh, fun.
Like, I'm not... yeah, that's like, yeah, that actually happens. And so what a big part of this game is a thing called the arenas. I was not exactly sure how you pronounce this. It's capital ARINAS. You know, and the AR is actually significant because this is augmented reality. You're basically all dogs are basically taken to a holographic simulation where they engage in a hunt to determine the top dog. And that determines your place in society. And if you're the overall winner of the arenas, then you become the feather bearer. And who the feather bearer is? I'm like, this is probably how the world got into the state it was. Because, okay, the feather bearer can literally manipulate reality. Yeah, that's a power that Sid has, since she's the top dog of the arenas. I'm like, and yeah, that's its whole thing. And I think the part where I got up to was, they were just starting to explore the relationship between the feather and the arenas and the mysterious corporation behind it all. Yeah, but the ostensive tale being told here is much simpler. Sid has been working in Canada. Just let me pause a bit to absorb the pain.
Is that a pause with or without a W?
Get out.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sid has been working in Canada for 10 years, doing an IT job. So now just imagine a Shiba Inu typing at a keyboard.
That picture,
text to speech.
That picture probably exists.
I'm like, maybe, but it's presumably all that footage would be adorable. Like Sid is a very adorable dog.
A Wulong tea.
Anyway, so suddenly quits her job and heads back to the to her homeland of Taipa in order to find her missing brother, and quickly unfolds a tale of multiple tales of revenge, bitterness, a lot of high emotions, a lot of intense emotions.
Did her brother get in trouble with the Chinese mafia?
Maybe, like I didn't exactly get to the point where I sussed out what was exactly going on with her brother.
Yeah, I can't think of it, and I apologize. I was trying to come up with a pun for triad, but I couldn't.
I'm sure there is one, but yeah. Anyway, it's like because when Sid left, she made a lot of enemies. As it turns out, reaching to the top of the arenas, you're gonna be backstabbing a lot of dogs. And yeah, that went on for just ages. Rather, it's like, before it gets back to the main plot here, you're dealing with like 3 arena re-challenges from people you bested in the past, and you explore not just the re-challenge but the challenge in the past, and that, gotta admit, that got confusing at times.
I'd imagine.
Okay, why is she like, oh right, this is the past version, sometimes it's going on concurrently, or presented concurrently, so in order to explain what's going on here. And also, this is a visual novel where your choices matter. How Sid reacts and deals with other doggies will play into the overall story and the ending. There are, if I'm remembering correct, I think it was 3 endings. Yeah, 3 main endings and 10 plus endings for other dogs depending on your actions. So there's quite a bit of replay value here. And yeah, like this, and the music is interesting in and of itself. It's a lot more techno than I'm used to in a visual novel. Now, it's I suppose that goes with the rest of the atypicality of this game, like, and you know, I have really complicated thoughts on this game because as a tale, it's really good. Like, this is definitely one of the better visual novels in terms of story that I or we have reviewed for this series. It's just the aesthetics are not always in service of the tale that they're being told here. You know, I've already gone over the.
But why are they dogs?
That is, you know,
the world will never know.
Maybe, like, I get why you want to tell the story, and I get why you want to make a visual novel with dogs, but why this visual novel with dogs?
Yeah. Also, the story may turn off people from playing this because, once again, I'm sure a big appeal of this are the actual, you know, dog pictures, you know, and if you have some very bad dogs acting very badly, that's, you know, they don't actually show that with the pictures because I think that would require original animations and shit.
Also, probably a higher age rating.
Yeah. So that's all conveyed in text. You know, because these are very stock images.
Yep.
If they didn't need more than one pose of the same dog in the same outfit, they probably could have just populated the entire thing by Google image search of dogs in cute clothes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's kind of the initial appeal here. Like, you know, doggos in outfits. There's a market for that, a pretty substantial one, no less. But you know, the actual story here is a cyberpunk techno thriller with, you know, dealing with very heavy questions and very heavy themes
that should not be explored via dog.
I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. This is a very good game that leaves me very confused. Like, this is new. Just because, like, I'm getting Blade Runner with dogs or something approximating that. Just wow. Anyway, pricing. So let's see. The game clocks in at $8.99 on the PC and $9.99 on the consoles. It's available for all the major platforms. $1 price disparity ain't gonna kill anything. Like, that being said, just, you know, for convenience sake, get the PC version. Like, you know, visual novels are going to tend to control the best on a PC. Maybe a Switch if you've got the actual touch controls. Something like that. Also worth noting that there is DLC for the game, the original soundtrack for $4.99. And I think this is the rare visual novel that can justify that purchase more than others. Like, I actually remember this music. I didn't end up muting it because I was just so sick of hearing the same 3 tracks over and over again. Both common problems with visual novel music. Like, That being said, there is not a bundle option, curiously. Maybe that's something that can be adjusted.
So you have to buy the game and then buy the DLC, or?
You can buy the soundtrack independently now.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you said, as far as, is this game worth $10? Yeah, I'll say, in terms of content, because, it's not just a story you run through. You do interact with it, and you do. There's quite a bit of replay value here as well. It's just, once again, I keep hammering this point home. What you get here may not be what you're looking for. Okay, yeah, you can get cute dogs and cute outfits, sure, but there's a lot more going on here. That's good, but it's also off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on Shiba Inu here?
Not really.
Me neither.
Okay, then. So that'll about do it for this visual novel. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Twilight Winter will be reviewing a game called Unepic.